Good morning, friends. Welcome to Leg Life. Sherry Beth, how are you?
Good.
You guys will notice that we are all bundled up because we are getting ready to head out on a 2-hour nature and wildlife. I'm going to use the word cruise, but it's more of a tour on one of the boats here at the Homer Boat Harbor that we actually just arrived to this morning. You can see lots of boats here in the harbor. Obviously, a lot of these are people's personal boats. Some of them are fishing charters. Some of them do the kind of thing that we're actually going out to do today. We've actually had really great weather since we've been here in Homer. It was windy yesterday. We were actually supposed to do this tour yesterday, but the captain called us like right at the last minute and basically said that it was too windy to go out. The seas were too bad, so we rescheduled for early this morning. So it's like 7:45 a.m. and we are down here to get ready to head out on the water for a couple of hours before making our drive back to Anchorage. Not totally sure what we're going to see today out on the water. Fingers crossed we get to see some wildlife, but we're just looking forward to this experience. This is Uma. Uma is our boat dog for the day. Look how adorable she is. Uma, good job. So we're out here in Kachemak Bay with Jim from 49 North Alaskan Adventures. We're actually currently looking for some orca whales that he saw just a couple of days ago. So we're out here trying to find those. And if we don't find those, we will look at some other things on our way back to Homer. But fingers crossed, we get to see something like that. You guys, look how beautiful it is out here. The area behind us is actually called Tutka Bay. We're heading back toward Homer now, still looking for some more wildlife. We've seen some sea otters. We saw one seal. Now looking to see what else we can find. Jim was just saying they call this Elephant Rock, and you can actually see, if you look on the left-hand side, there's kind of that white space where the trunk would be. It totally does look like an elephant. We've been seeing 1 or 2 sea otters together, and we just got to a place here, and you guys look at how many there are. There's so many. And it actually goes back over this way as well. There's even more out there in the water ahead of us. Just passing this rock here, you can see absolutely covered in birds as well as bird poop. Look at all of that, crazy. Some of the birds that they have here, obviously seagulls, they have kittiwakes, they have some common mewers. Apparently every now and then they'll have puffins here as well. I don't see any puffins here right now. Got another otter here just hanging out in the water. You can see we're coming back into the harbor here in Homer, Alaska after spending a couple hours out on the water. And I will say that while the weather today was definitely less windy, the seas were definitely more calm. I'm glad we came out today because yesterday would have been miserable out there, I think. Got to see some sea otters, a bunch of sea otters actually. Got to see a couple seals, got to see a whole bunch of birds. No whales, so the search for whales continues, but it was still a beautiful day out of Homer, Alaska. We are in spot J1, which is actually all the way up at the end. It's fun to see how he maneuvers the boat into the spot, because let's be really honest, if I was driving this thing, I already would have hit every other boat that's in here. Look at that. That was impressive. For breakfast, we stopped at a place here in Homer called Wild Honey. We were gonna go to Two Sisters Bakery, which is like one of the most known places here in Homer. Apparently not even opening this year because of COVID. Here at Wild Honey, got a crepe shirt and I got the exact same thing. It's called the Deja Vu. It has a reindeer breakfast sausage, it has apples, onions, sharp cheddar cheese, all sorts of good stuff. Just finished breakfast at Wild Honey. I've got to say that place was spectacular. The crepe we had, one of the better breakfasts I've had in a while. Really good. Had like a honey drizzle on top, which added a little bit of sweetness to like the breakfast sausage. That place was great. So before we leave Homer, there's actually one more thing we want to do. You know, one of the things that Homer is known for is actually their peonies, their flowers here. Homer is called the City of Peonies. And actually right now, this weekend is the start of their annual Peony Festival. Now, obviously because of everything with COVID, things are not like they are most years. However, we are gonna go check out one peony farm. It's Diamond Ridge Peonies. We wanna pick some up before we head back home to Anchorage. So let's head out there. We just pulled up. You can see here's their operation here. Have one building over there. Their like freezer and stock house are over here. This is actually a photo of the field they have. He said they have like 7,000 different peony plants. Look at how beautiful. Left Homer. On our way back to Anchorage, we passed through the little town of Ninilchik, and one of the things here in Ninilchik that's super interesting is this Russian Orthodox church. Now this church was actually built in 1901, and Russian Orthodox obviously has a huge influence here in Alaska in different areas of the state, especially here in the Ninilchik area. Here is the front of the church, but then if you just turn to your right, look how amazing this view is. Obviously it's cloudy today, so you can't see as much, but on a clear day, this would just absolutely be stunning. And this church building actually was listed on the National Register of Historical Places in like 1978. So it's been a part of Alaska's history for a long time. Again, this building, built in 1901, actually replaced an even older Russian Orthodox church building here. Getting closer to Anchorage, we just stopped at this amazing pullout here. Just like mountains everywhere. The sun's really cool on the mountains. It's like cloudy some places, bright others. But you know what? As soon as I rounded the corner, I thought this looks like the perfect place to fly the drone, to give you guys a little better view of what we're seeing. So let's go.
We got the RV cleaned out and swept out. Now begins the process of putting everything away here at home.
Let me go show you how good the RV looks though. Also, how sad is it that we're gonna have to say goodbye to Dodger? Here is how the RV looks. So you guys will be able to see that just like last time, we wanted to return it just like we found it. That's actually something that's really important to us. And so Sherry and Auburn got everything cleaned out and taken care of. Let me show you. Here's a bunch of the dirty linens there. Up here, everything is cleaned up as well. We've got all of the dishes, all of the pots, all of the pans, everything they gave us back here in this container. You can see everything back here cleaned out as well. We have all of the dirty linens, like the bed linens right there on the back bed. Freezer's cleaned out, fridge is cleaned out, the bathroom cleaned out. I'm glad that we were able to take such good care of everything and return it in such good shape. It is a bummer because that means that this trip is coming to an end. But what an amazing few days it's been. So I realized that I never showed you guys what we bought at the peony farm. Got 8 bulbs. Look how beautiful these are. These are that bright purple color that I showed you when we were there. And it was really cool. They said they've been running that peony farm for I think 7 or 8 years. And the vast majority of their peonies are actually shipped outside of Alaska. That's kind of a unique thing about peonies in Alaska is that they bloom here in June, July, August, whereas peonies bloom normally much earlier in the rest of the country and the rest of the world. So Alaska basically supplies peonies for like summer weddings. And so he said that the majority of his peonies are shipped out of state, shipped to florists, shipped out to weddings and events, that kind of stuff. In fact, he mentioned that we were the first customers who would actually come by his farm this year. Peonies are one of my favorite flowers. I love them when they open up, just how full and big and beautiful they get. So when you go to the City of Peonies, it's worth it to stop by a peony farm and buy some for the house. Sad moment. It is time to say goodbye and return to the RV. Dodger, thanks for being such a good dog. Well, our second trip with Cruise America has officially come to an end. The RV has been returned. We are back home. And again, we just want to end this video by saying a huge thank you to Cruise America for making these trips possible. What amazing memories we have made this summer on the 2 trips as we cruised north to Denali and Fairbanks and North Pole, and then south to the town of Homer. An absolutely amazing way to see Alaska, and honestly, memories that we will never forget for the rest of our lives. Now, we are going to do an entire RV wrap-up vlog letting you know all of our thoughts, so look for that video coming very soon. But friends, thanks so much for being a part of our journey. Thanks for following along as we have adventured and traveled around Alaska. And again, a huge thank you to Cruise America. All of their info is down below in the video description. If you're wanting to get out and travel, you're wanting to still have adventures even during kind of a crazy 2020, we would highly, highly encourage you to look into Cruise America, because we loved so much still being able to get out and travel, still being able to get out and have adventures and see new places and make new memories. And Cruise America made all of that possible. So friends, we love you. Thanks for being a part of our community. Thanks for being a part of our journey. Thanks for always following along, and we will see you guys on the next Leg Life video.